What happens when you look in the mirror in the bathroom, about to go and exercise? And I don't know about you, but when we go past a mirror, it seems to be human nature that we look in the mirror. Here's my question: do you love what you see? And if you don't love what you see in the mirror, do you need to do something about it? Do you want to do something about it? And an even more important question: how do you test and measure that you're in peak physical condition, or that you are healthy, or that you're fit and you're strong? And it seems to be that there's a lot about weighing and measuring. And in our bathroom, we have a set of scales because I've got a gorgeous husband who has to make weight for martial arts competitions. I never stand on that thing. I have no idea how much I weigh, and I certainly don't care what my measurements are. And of course, we can all live our life differently, but I'm sharing that with you. Because is it possible that how you look and feel is far more important than a number on a scale or a number on a tape measure? Now, I do have some clothes that I don't want to not fit into, so if they ever get tight, I eat a little bit less and move a hell of a lot more. I'm also the opposite. If those clothes get too loose, because I'm an old lady, I know that you've got to be really careful with looking really old in the face, and I want to be young and energetic and feel fantastic. So when I look in the mirror, I want to make sure that my face is not too skinny, which is what happens when you get too lean, if you burn too much body fat, if you burn too many calories. So that mirror, this thing here that you look in, it's a really important piece of equipment, isn't it? It tells you it tells you the truth. Your weight doesn't tell you the truth. Is that possible? Because when you weigh yourself, water weighs really heavy, so you could be hydrated. If you dehydrate, you'll weigh less, but then you won't feel very good, and your brain won't work effectively, and your body doesn't work well when it's dehydrated, obviously. If you're losing muscle, or if you're losing bone mineral density, which means you'll end up with osteoporosis, bone thinning disease, I don't want to get either of those. I don't want to have either of those challenges. A loss of muscle means a slower metabolism, and a loss of bone means osteoporosis, bone thinning disease. So when I stand on the scales, it's not telling me the truth, it's just telling me how much my overall weight is. Now, if I had really long hair and it was really thick, I'd probably weigh heavier on the scales. So that's just my hair. And what about my heart? I don't want a skinny heart, I don't want skinny liver, I don't want skinny kidneys. I want to have strong muscles, strong bones. I want to be hydrated so I feel good. So what about the mirror? It tells me the truth. It tells me how I look, especially if it's at this time of the day when the sun's shining in. And if you do this naked, obviously I won't do that. But if you stand in front of the mirror with no clothes on and there's bright sunshine shining into the mirror, it will tell you the absolute truth about what's going on with your body. What about how you feel? There's this thing with standing on the scales. Oh, the number's right, so I feel happy. But what if that number means that you are dehydrated, or your bones are thinning and getting osteoporosis, or you're losing muscle tissue, so your metabolism's slowing down? The scale is irrelevant. And the reverse of that is if you stand on the scales and you are heavier, you don't like the number on the scale, but you've got strong bones, you've got strong muscles, so you've got a fast metabolism, and you're fully hydrated, then you've got an effect on your brain by the numbers on a scale, or a body fat percentage, or a body scan, or a measurement. And so many people focus on, what are my measurements? This is just this is an interesting side note. As a personal exercise coach all of my life, I've never weighed and measured my clients. And the reason I haven't measured them, and I saw this happen, I've seen it happen too many times, but in one case in particular, where a personal trainer admitted to me, she said, I always measure my clients just 1/2 a centimetre or a centimetre smaller because I want to feel good. I want them to have got results. So I just measure them a little bit smaller, or I pull the tape measure a little bit tighter. I'm sure she wasn't a bad person, but that's just not the truth. If you pick an article of clothing and you fit into that article of clothing, and then next week you don't fit into it because the clothes are too tight or they're too loose, you've obviously had a change of measurement. Rather than have somebody else measure you, do you really need somebody to put a tape measure around your waist or your arm or your inner thigh and tell you that you're 1/2 a centimetre smaller? And again, that may not be the truth, because you might be dehydrated or you might be hydrated. I'm here as an exercise professional, as a personal exercise coach, as a woman who's lived all of my life wanting to inspire people to be healthy, fit and strong. And I've never been able to understand the scale or the measurements or the body fat percentage. The body fat percentage is really interesting because the machines are totally inaccurate. If you're going to do it, you have to have the same person do the same test at the same time every time you did it. And even then, if you're hydrated or dehydrated, the test will be different. As an exercise college where we used to have face-to-face classes, we'd have 30 people doing body fat percentages and 30 people doing your body fat percentage, and you would have 30 different percentages, which means it's not the truth. So what if we did use the mirror, and what if we were honest about how we feel? Have you got a stack of energy? Are you performing at your best? Do you feel energetic throughout the day? Not just, I'm tired at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I have to have an energy drink or a coffee. Wouldn't it be nice to live your life like that? And that's what I wish for everybody. A stack of energy, performing at your best. You love what you see in the mirror, regardless of what you weigh or what your body fat percentage is. You love what the mirror is telling you. It's telling you the truth. You love the way your body feels to touch because it's solid, and whatever that means to you, because some people don't want to be hard to touch, but you need to decide what's good for you. And then maybe an article of clothing that you want to look good wearing and feel good wearing, and maybe try that on once a week or once a month and see how you're going. And then if you're an old lady like me, you want to be careful with losing too much body fat or too much weight. I can never understand the weight thing because it doesn't mean anything. If I chop my leg off, I will lose a large amount of weight because the biggest muscles in my body are in my legs. You will too, by the way. But it would be very debilitating to lose a leg. If you're wasting muscle tissue away, you'll weigh less on the scales, but it's very debilitating, particularly if you love eating food, because it means your metabolism's slowing down. So here's a great question. In your bathroom, with all the lights on, stand in front of the mirror naked and tell yourself the truth. Do I love what I see in my mirror? Do I love the way my body feels to touch? Do I have a stack of energy? Am I performing at my best? And if the answer's no, what do you need to change? Not what does some social media guru or personal trainer or expert tell you what you need to do. If you were your own high performance eating and exercise coach, what do you think you need to do so that you love what you see in your mirror and you feel, and I call it the 3 E's, energetic, enthusiastic and excited about life every day? Wouldn't that be a great way to live? The 3 E's, enthusiastic, excited, and loving life every single day. Enthusiasm, excitement, enthusiasm, energy. Love all of them. Woohoo! Live your life, do that.